Hello, YouTubers. This is Joe Bravo and Mo Bravo Knife Reviews. Today I'm going to go a Spidey Flick speed round of my favorite Spidey Flickers. I have just picked up this the Simeon Yeti flipper with Spidey hole, and this NCC BBM Robert Carter collaboration, which I am absolutely enamored with. I have my Zerk scaled Cortex, which is really going to give it a level playing field with the added weight of the Zerk scales. I've got the Evo in the carbon fiber 2.0, and I've got my 57 Arius. All of these have a deployment method with I call it a reverse Spidey flick or a Spidey flick or a middle flick under flick. Right now this one is hysterical, and I really enjoy this. This BBM V2 has a thumb hole or finger hole and a fuller. You really can get into that fuller and not even have to be in on the hole itself. You can be anywhere near that and just deploy the hell out of it. It is fantastic. I can even pointer finger flick this if I wanted to. I mean, I'm really enjoying this. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but sometimes I feel like if it was bigger, it wouldn't have the snappiness and deployment and the speed. So it's really one of my favorites right now. Old, tried, and true. And I'll tell you, this is an amazing action. The detent is a little light if you compare it to the BBM, and the weight of the blade is a little bit lighter too. So it definitely has a little less snappiness, but the deployment is fantastic. The Simeon Yeti is hysterical. One of the knocks is got a little pointy pocket clip, but I think I can get around that because it is so fun to flick. I didn't think I was going to have enough space to get in there to reverse Spidey flick it. I was thinking about getting the Unto, which has a little bit more of space for a Spidey hole. I wish that it was a little bit more wider so that I could get off that frame lock, but still fantastic flipper. I literally just opened the box and said I had to share it with you guys. Tried and true Evo, not too much rock, detent lock, rock that everybody was complaining about on this guy. Fantastic deployment. This is just the carbon fiber version with the belt satin blade, but I still love it. Fantastic. And we've got the Koenig Arius. Now it's funny, this I used to think was one of the best reverse Spidey flicks, but as I am playing with the smaller guys, you can see why people are excited for the mini Arius. If this hole was closer to where the pivot is for me, I think it would be better to do the old shocker flip when I got two fingers holding the blade together. I mean, it's so funny because the detent and the action on the Arius is so smooth that you don't need the amount of pressure that you do on the BBM. I mean, you really got to get in there, and you got to hold it tight, and you got to flick it open. Which, again, I'm really enjoying because of how snappy and how fast that deploys, whereas the Arius is so smooth that just a little bit, you don't have to even get your nail in there. You could use the pad of your finger like I do with the Cortex, because the blade's so light and the action's so good and the detent's so light that it just flies open. I mean, I know you see that, but see, that's just the pad of my finger under there. No nail, and it just flies open. Right now, snappiness, the BBM V2 is fantastic. Class, smoothness, glass goes to the Cortex. The Yeti has a terrific sound. I mean, very audible, very nice. I have to learn to get off that lock bar, and I need a little bit more time to play with it, but I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. The Evo is hysterical to flip. I love every bit about it, and I'm glad I have one in the collection. I'm glad it is as smooth as it is. Maybe one day I'll get skiffs for it and see if that does anything for me. Look, you play with the small stuff, you struggle with the big stuff. That don't matter because it's a lot of fun either way. And then lastly, I got the Arius, which again, just, I mean, probably, I don't know, I'd say a half, maybe 5/8 less a flick needed to deploy it, and still just a shit ton of fun. Well, If you guys like reverse spidey flicking, let me know which blades you like best, and I can't wait to share it with you and hear what you guys have to say. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for the next podcast of the East Coast EDC podcast. Should be releasing on Sunday. And thank you. Have a great weekend.